Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Master English Hub. This is the podcast where we tackle the real challenges of learning English. I'm Eve, your host, and I'm absolutely thrilled to have you all back.
And I'm Adam, your co-host. I'm really excited about today's topic because, this is something I think everyone can relate to, right? It feels super relevant.
Absolutely, Adam. Today, we're diving straight into something that resonates with every English learner. Negative self-talk. You know, that internal voice that questions your abilities and can really discourage you from speaking up.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I've definitely experienced that. It's like when you're about to give a presentation, and suddenly this voice goes, "What if you mess up?" I start panicking.
Exactly. Believe it or not, this negative self-talk is completely normal, even for native speakers. It's fascinating how many learners think grammar or pronunciation are their toughest hurdles. But often, the real battle lies within our own minds.
That's so true. It's like going on a roller coaster. Totally scary in your head before you actually get on. But once you're on, it can be exhilarating. When do we stop worrying and just ride?
Exactly, Adam. And you know what? This negative mindset can become a self-fulfilling prophecy. If you tell yourself you can't speak English well, guess what? You'll likely avoid speaking. And the cycle just continues.
Wait, so if someone believes they'll fail, then they just don't even try? That sounds super frustrating. It's like setting yourself up for a trap you never wanted to enter.
Right? But here's the silver lining. Recognizing and challenging those negative thoughts can help you break free from that cycle. Let's take a look at some common examples of negative self-talk that we often hear from learners.
Yes, please, I love this idea. What are some examples? I want to know what my inner critic whispers.
Well, first up we have, "I'll never sound like a native speaker." This misconception is extremely widespread. Clarity and confidence matter way more than a perfect accent.
Oh, wow. That makes so much sense. I can think of so many instances where I've understood someone's point, even if their accent wasn't perfect, right? I've even had conversations in English with someone who had a heavy accent, and we got along just fine.
Exactly. Then there's the common one, "I always make mistakes." Think about it. Mistakes actually indicate progress and practice. They're markers on your journey.
Definitely. It's like when I tried riding a bike for the first time. I fell, but each time I fell, I learned something new. It's like, at first I thought I'd never ride straight, yet here I am.
Perfect analogy. Next, we often hear, "I'm too old to learn English." This is flat out a myth. Adults can often learn faster because of their effective study skills and experiences.
Wait, so age really isn't a factor? That's so encouraging. It's like I could go back to my high school self and say, "Hey, you can do this. Don't be a fool about it."
Yes. And finally, we commonly hear, "I'm just not good at languages." But, you see, language learning is a skill that truly improves with effort and time, just like cooking or painting.
Wow. It's like practicing basketball. The more you play, the better you become, even if you're not in the NBA, right? Just keep shooting those hoops.
Exactly. Now, I'd like to share a personal experience. I remember when I was ordering coffee in a cafe in a different country. I felt so unprepared and super critical of myself beforehand. But once I finally spoke, the barista understood me perfectly, and my initial fear was completely unfounded.
That's such a great story. It really shows how our minds can trick us. It makes me think of ordering food in a language I barely know, do you speak spaghetti? Can I order with pasta phrases?
Haha! Exactly. So, to combat negative self-talk, listeners can try a few steps. First, awareness. Notice what you tell yourself when you hesitate to speak up.
Yeah, like being mindful of that inner dialogue? I can definitely do that. It feels like self-reflection, which is super important.
Exactly. Next is questioning that self-talk. Challenge whether those thoughts are truly realistic. It's essential to be your own advocate.
Oh, wow. So like if I think I'll mess up, I should say, well, what's the evidence of that? That's a cool mental exercise.
Yes, precisely. And then, reframing those negative statements to positive ones can be super powerful. Instead of, I'll never get it, you could say, I'm learning more every day.
Got it. Like, instead of just wallowing in self-doubt, I could flip it around. Also, is it just me, or does this sound like a pep talk for my inner athlete?
Absolutely. Celebrating small wins is essential too. Acknowledge every new word learned and every conversation attempted. Progress deserves a celebration.
Oh, wow. That sounds way more fun. So like, doing a little victory dance after a successful interaction? I mean, who doesn't love a groove after a good talk?
Exactly. Lastly, practice affirmations. Use those positive phrases to reshape your mindset over time. Think of it as planting positive seeds in your mind garden.
So it's kind of like, putting stickers on your mirror with motivational quotes or something? I could collect quotes like, Pokemon.
Yes, that's a fantastic image, Adam. The key takeaway here is that fluency is not about perfection, but about effective communication. Even native speakers make mistakes, and that's completely normal.
So what you're saying is like, everybody's human and it's all part of the process, right? I feel so much better already.
You've got it. Next time you notice that negative self-talk creeping in, write it down and transform it into something positive. And please, share your experiences in the comments. Your story could inspire others.
Wow, this whole conversation has been super inspiring. I can't wait to hear what people share. Like, every experience counts, right?
Thank you for joining us on Master English Hub, everyone. Remember, your inner voice can either be your harshest critic or your best coach. The choice really is yours.
See you next time. Let's keep that inner coach cheering us on.